My research paper was, can proper nutrition be used to help prevent certain diseases? Many people think that by eating a healthy diet, the only benefit is either that they will lose weight or they'll stay at a healthy weight. But lately, a lot of scientists have been doing research, and they've been able to prove through that research that eating a proper diet and doing healthy nutrition is proven to prevent certain diseases. So throughout my paper, I talked about different diseases and how they can be prevented through nutrition. So the first disease I talked about was diabetes, and there's type 1 and type 2 diabetes, but type 2 diabetes is the kind of diabetes that can be that's more likely to be prevented through eating a proper diet. And factors that play a role in type 2 diabetes for women are excess weight, not a healthy diet, smoking, and alcohol consumption. What can you do to limit your risk for diabetes? The first thing is you can choose whole grain products over processed carbohydrates, and this is because your body will respond better to those whole grain and wheat products rather than the processed carbs that don't really have any benefit for your body. The second thing you can do is avoid high sugar drinks and instead drink water. The excess sugar in pop and sports drinks leads to weight gain, and that is one of the factors that plays into a role for diabetes. The third thing you could do is avoid eating excess red meat and instead substitute it for lean poultry or fish. The high iron in red meat decreases the insulin effectiveness there. So instead, if you eat the fish and the poultry, you're not getting that high iron, but you're still getting enough iron that it still won't affect the insulin. The second disease I focused on was osteoporosis. 1 in 2 women will break a bone due to osteoporosis, and both men and women need to take the right steps early in their lives to try to lessen their chances of being diagnosed with osteoporosis. This includes both proper nutrition and exercise. What can you do with nutrition and exercise in an exercise plan to help prevent osteoporosis? The first thing you could do is include plenty of calcium and vitamin D in your daily diet. This includes dairy, different like milk and yogurt, and if your doctor doesn't feel like you're getting enough calcium and vitamin D through your diet and through different kinds of foods, he or she may suggest a supplement that you can take instead to make sure you're getting an adequate amount. The second thing you could do is include plenty of weight-bearing activities into your daily routine, such as walking or running, hiking. These all are putting weight on your bones, and in order for your bones to stay strong, they need to be used. The third disease I focused on was heart disease, and over the last couple of years, unfortunately, heart disease has been growing and growing, and more people have been dying because of heart disease. Heart disease is also known as cardiovascular disease, and the number one cause of heart disease is high cholesterol. How to prevent heart disease through nutrition? The 3 factors that cause high cholesterol are excess weight, diet, and exposure to smoke. How can you lower your cholesterol? You can eat lean meats, poultry, or fish, and these are all low in saturated fat, and a lot of people think that fish has a lot of fat, but when you compare it to a red meat, for instance, it still has less saturated fat than fish still has less saturated fat than that piece of red meat. Also, don't cook with the whole egg and only use the egg whites because the yolk of the egg contains the cholesterol, and that is another way you could decrease your risk of high cholesterol. Also, reduce the amount of sodium intake per day. So if you notice, a lot of these diseases can be prevented by making the same adjustments in your diet, and it may not seem like a big change, but your body as a whole will benefit from these changes. But in order to benefit from it, it's not a one-and-done thing. You need to be able to carry out these different lifestyle changes throughout your whole life in order to see how it will benefit you in order to see a result in the end.